Unit 3, Lesson 9 homework. Let's get into it. Let's use this diagram to represent 1/4 divided by 2. Good thing about this problem, it's straightforward. We don't really even have to really use our close reading strategies. We're just going to get into it. All right, so let's 1/4 divided by 2. First thing we got to do is go ahead and represent our 1/4 on our little diagram, right? How do we do that? How have we been doing it in class? We do that by separating this into 4 sections. All right, so let's go ahead and knock that out. And I've been telling y'all, I'm going to say it again. Don't just start drawing a bunch of random lines. It's more about drawing lines to represent this diagram. The lines are separating the sections. They're representing the denominators of the fractions. So let's go ahead and knock it out. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and represent our 1/4 by lightly shading here. That looks pretty. All right, so we got our 1/4 represented. And now, how are we going to go about representing dividing 2? Let's think about it, guys. What do you need to do? What do you need to do? What do we got to do? You probably want to go ahead and split our sections. All right, because if you divide by 2, let's go ahead and divide every one of our sections by 2. Every one of our, every one of our sections. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I'll use a red line to separate this one. I broke our 4th into 2. Because what we're doing is we're essentially dividing all our 4ths. That's all we're doing. We're cutting all our 4ths in half. Okay? So now let's talk about what we got. What happened when we divided every one of these 4ths by 2? You should notice that it chopped them all in half. So now we got even more pieces. We started out with 4 pieces. Now, if we think about it, it doubled, right? So now, when you want to think about your answer, take your 4th right here and look at it. This is our 4th. We divided it by 2, so our answer is going to be half of this 4th. So let's go ahead and shade in what our answer should be. Because initially our 1/4 was represented with the light shade right here, and now we chopped it in half, and our 4th now has turned into what? It's not a 4th anymore. It's a what? It's 1 out of, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 out of 8. 1/8. Okay, so now we did our diagram, and here's our answer. Let's go to our next problem. Marcus and Keon have, Marcus and Keon have 1/3 gallon of peanut butter to share equally. Share equally. How much of a gallon of peanut butter will each person get? All right, now flip your page over and tell me the gist. Tell me the gist of what this problem is. What is the main idea? You need to be able to tell me, oh, Marcus and Keon, they got some peanut butter. They trying to share it. I mean, we trying to figure out how much each person get. All right, that's pretty much it. You know, we want you to be able to get the gist on the first go-round. Just the gist. Now let's read it again. Marcus and Keon have 1/3 gallon of peanut butter to share equally. How much of a gallon of peanut butter will each person get? Now we need to be focused on the key information because we read it once. We got our gist. We kind of know what it's about. We put ourselves in the problem. We're visualizing it. I'm Marcus and here's Keon and we got our peanut butter. We trying to figure out, hey, bro, I'm trying to get the same as you. I want the same amount you got. All right. So let's get the key information down. Obviously, 1/3 gallon of peanut butter is important. 1/3 gallon. I'm going to put PB just to be quick. 1/3 gallon of peanut butter. We want to know how much of a gallon each person will get. That's very important. And we also know what else is important. Share equally. I'm going to be mad if y'all don't know what that usually equates to math operation wise by now, because we've been doing this so long. When y'all see share equally, y'all need to be like, division. Boom, division. All right. So shared equally, division. So we need to divide. So let's go ahead and represent that. Let's divide it. That's what I'm going to start saying in class. Boom, division. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and represent that with our shaded area model. Well, with our shaded model, I'm sorry. And it kind of is a shaded. It is a shaded, sorry. But shaded model. All right, so we need to represent 1/3. How are we going to do this? Obviously, we need to separate, or I shouldn't say obviously, but by now you all should know, we need 3 sections. All right, 1/3 gallon. Let's represent 3 different sections. Don't just be drawing random lines. Some of y'all just go, oh, okay. No. All right. Your models should be a representation of the problem. Okay. If I'm walking around class and I see you draw a model and I see your model has 8 different sections, it's not a representation of what this problem is, guys. Slow down. Let's represent what we're trying to represent. Okay? In this case, we're going to go ahead and separate it into 3 sections. All right? And I did my best to make them even. That is my goal. That should be your goal. We're trying to make 3 equal sections. All right? So in this case, 1/3. Let's go ahead and represent that 1/3. Shade it in real quick. Nice and light. Just light. Keep it light. Okay? All right, now, it's Marcus and Keon. How many people is that? 2, right? 2. All right, so what do we need to do? If you're dividing by 2, what do we need to do? That's pretty much splitting something in half. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll do that with like some opposing lines. Well, really just one opposing line, because we're going to split it in 2. Let's knock it out. All right. Try and make it deep. There we go. So now what we got? What happened to our 1/3? Our 1/3 got chopped in half. All right. So when I'm asking you guys to identify what happened, this is your 1/3. We cut it in half. So now our 1/3 turned into this right here. It went from our lightly shaded part to our darkly shaded part right here. Okay? So what is this? What representation of this is this of the whole? It's just one, right? Yeah, it's just one piece. But of the one of what? What is it? How many we got now? We started with 3. How many we got now? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/6. Okay? Great job, you guys. You did it. You did it. Boom. Division. I'm going to start saying that in class. Whenever I come across it and says something like share equally or some type of terminology that we know is division, y'all better yell out, boom, division. All right.